Godzilla, a 393 feet tall nuclear radiation powered kaiju, also known as the big old lizard that we all know and love today. We all know him as the sea monster that goes toe to toe with a bunch of other iconic kaijus. But what if I told you that was not how Godzilla started off as? A majority of the monster community already know how Godzilla originally started. However, I am here to tell you today the tale of the king of the monsters and how he had his comeupping, and why the film in 1954 was truly a masterpiece. Without further ado, what is going on, you beautiful people? I'm your host, Stivoso Films, and welcome to the small Godzilla 1954 retrospective video. I believe the message behind the entirety of the first film of Godzilla in 1954 is well known within the kaiju community. However, for those that do not already know the message behind it, allow me to explain. And yes, I will be citing my sources from Wikipedia. In today's day and age, Godzilla is known as the big lizard kaiju that fights other kaijus in epic movies and timeless classics, kind of what I stated previously in the video, one of which being his battles with King Ghidorah. However, in the year 1954, when this movie was released, Godzilla symbolized a strong metaphor for nuclear weapons in the perspective of Japan. But Stivoso, how come they made the film seem about this? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we dive into a bit of social studies. Hopefully you were awake during school when this was taught to you guys. You may or may not have heard about the United States bombing Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945. Why did the US do this? This was in order to get Japan to surrender and have the war end quicker. This move caused the deaths of hundreds, if not tens of thousands of innocent civilians that were caught in the massive explosion, and this eventually made Japan surrender. Now, there is a scene in the movie which in my book is very iconic, and that is Godzilla's rampage in Tokyo. The director, Ishiro Honda, made sure that this scene mirrored the atomic bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, while the producer, Tomoyuki Tanaka, also stated that the theme of the movie from the very beginning was meant to capture the terror of the bomb in this case being Godzilla, which in that case, they successfully did. The characters. Oh boy, the characters. As I said previously in the video, the movie's goal was to capture the terror of the bomb, and the characters in the movie definitely brought that terror to life. And this was with honestly some of the most underrated acting in my movie watch list. The scene where they await news hoping that their relatives survived the mysterious boat attack, only to find out that the rescue boat was also mysteriously destroyed. Us, the audience, knowing that these families will never see their loved ones ever again, meanwhile seeing them be as hopeful as they possibly can as the number of survivors drops because of the mysterious attacks. Honestly, it broke my heart. We even get a glimpse of some of the side characters that were amidst of Godzilla's attack. A particular scene that stood out to me was a scene with a mother holding both her children, telling them they would soon be with their father, where she essentially accepted her fate as well in the attack of Godzilla. The movie did what in my opinion movies kind of today failed to do. Make me care for a side character in such little time. The main character's desperation to find a way to stop this monster's rampage, how hopeless everything they tried seemed. Even when they found a way to stop Godzilla, they ran the risk of the oxygen destroyer being used by the wrong hands, and the doctor's conflict before he agrees to using the bomb. Phenomenal acting, phenomenal writing, and phenomenal directing. This brings me to my last thing about this movie, the kaiju himself. Nowadays, we're used to Godzilla being the hero or kind of anti-hero in every film that he's featured in. However, in this film, Godzilla is just a huge creature mindlessly attacking Japan, and in some scenes, killing civilians out of the blue random. And he does all of this without a reason, or in other words, unprovoked. He truly was the perfect antagonist in this film. Even when our heroes of the film eventually win against Godzilla, taking him out, they still lose because of the casualties and destruction that Godzilla leaves behind. With the sacrifice of Dr. Serizawa, which frankly was the whole reason Godzilla was defeated was because of his invention, the instructions of how the oxygen destroyer was created died alongside with the good doctor. Humanity was left defenseless and left to wonder, what would happen if there was another monster like Godzilla? What would they do? We wouldn't get an answer to that question until the release of the sequel in 1955 titled Godzilla Raids Again. However, we can discuss that film in another video. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for making it to the end of this video. Yes, these points that I made in this video about how good the film is may be countered by other points. However, this is coming from a place of true admiration for this film. And again, I have nothing but love for this film. It truly was one of the better films that I've watched about Godzilla, and everything about it was just amazing. Every practical effect, the behind the scenes of how everything was a first for cinematic history pretty much. I honestly really have a lot of love for this film, which is the whole purpose of this video, and I also have a huge love for the Godzilla. Anyways, that's all I've got for you guys in today's video. I do hope you enjoyed. If you're new around here, make sure to subscribe, and if you enjoyed, leave a like. It helps out a ton with the videos. But that's going to do it for me in today's video, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Much love and peace.